Hi, today I wanted to talk about a little modification I'm doing to my Malibu X Factor kayak for the rear rod holders. As you can see there, they're normally flush with the surface of the kayak. And when I put a rod in there, it was very difficult for me to reach around. So I also tried putting extenders in there, and I still had difficulty reaching around trying to get it when I was trolling. So this is what I came up with. What I wanted to do is have something that I could pull towards me while I'm seated in the kayak and rotate the rod forward and then either put a lure or some bait on or something and push it back into the trolling position. So these are what I came up with. This is 1 1/4 inch PVC piping and then a 90-degree elbow and then a T-joint. And what these do is they're going to rotate up like this to like this, so you can put your rod in here, do whatever rigging you need to do, and then you can push it back down here. And when you put the rod through there, like this little test one here, like this, eventually when it makes contact with the side of the kayak, it's going to stop, and then it'll hold in tight for trolling. And you can also hook a little rod holder leash to it as well. Take this out. And then when you're done using it, depending on how you measured everything, you can just rotate it here out of the way so it's not hanging over the side of the kayak. And I'll break down each one of these parts so you can see. Okay, in order to determine what the lengths of everything are going to be, you need to take some measurements on your kayak. Now, this rod holder hole doesn't exactly fit an 1 1/4 inch diameter pipe, so what you have to do is heat it up with a heat gun or something else and put it in there to constrict the diameter. And then while it's cooling, once you get in there, you have to constantly rotate it to make sure that when you put it in, it doesn't only fit one way. And then it also keeps it from getting too hot without moving on either side and possibly melting the inside of your rod holder. So one of the first measurements I took was right here, and I got about 7.5, and when you lean it forward, it's almost 8 inches. So that was my basic depth that I needed to be inside this rod holder. And as you go over here to the side with this one that's already put together, I realized that for me, it needed to come out about 4 inches above the flush rod holder, and then you're going to have to add another inch to your length, whatever it may be, for the inside of the slip fit, this 90-degree slip fit. And then again, you dry fit everything first. This ended up being a 4-inch piece of pipe that made this distance what I needed it to be. Again, figuring 1 inch in here and 1 inch in here, so it's roughly a 2-inch gap in here. And what's important about dry fitting this at first is because you don't want it to rub on the top of your kayak, whatever your distance may be. So once you get all that dry fitted in there, you take your measurements and go ahead, and you only need a little bit of PVC glue to do it because it's really not under any stress. And so there you have it. And then it swings out of the way like that, and then it swings out again for you to put your trolling rod in. And that's it. So if you have any questions, just leave me some comments. Thank you.